Good morning, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. Welcome to CSS's Quarantine Kitchen. On today's episode, we are going to make strawberry yogurt pops, or blueberry yogurt pops, whatever type of yogurt you happen to have in the kitchen, and hopefully some fresh fruit. And there's Sirius, perfect. Sirius, you're fine. Okay, so here's what you're gonna need to get started. You are going to need about a cup of yogurt. I'm using less because it's just me. Okay, so a cup of yogurt is going to get you at least one ice cube tray full of these, maybe a little more depending on how big your little forms happen to be. So a cup of low-fat strawberry yogurt. Again, I'm using less. I'm also mixing mine with some plain yogurt just because the fruit yogurt is usually too sweet for me. It just depends on your taste preference and really what brand or type of yogurt you're buying. So I'm going to mix mine with a little plain. And you're also going to need 6 chopped strawberries. Again, I'm doing less, so I just have 2 for now. It's just me who's going to be eating these. Okay. And then an ice cube tray or paper cups would also work. They might be a little bit harder to get out. I find once you put the little popsicle sticks into these, they kind of, just like you would with ice, they pop out nicely. So I prefer the ice cube trays, but try it with paper cups. Let me know how it works. Okay. And then you're going to need the little popsicle sticks or craft sticks. Okay. I think I got these for like 60 cents. So if you don't have these on hand, they are pretty cheap whenever you get a chance to go out and shop again. Okay. So first of all, we're going to put our yogurt into a bowl. And again, you could do this with any type of yogurt you have on hand. So this recipe happens to be strawberries, but I also have blueberry yogurt. So I did some strawberry, some blueberry. I have my plain yogurt in here. So I'm going to start stirring this together. I don't want big chunks of plain yogurt. I want some flavor in there. Okay, and then we're going to chop our strawberries. Okay, so kids at home, you might need some help from an adult depending on your skill level in the kitchen, how old you are. So you want a knife that is comfortable for you to hold. And I really like, especially for these because they're so little, right? They're little ice cube size. I kind of like to cut this down the center first. So just right down the center. And then go ahead and slice. And just a little tip, make sure you're kind of making a claw with that hand. We don't want to chop any fingers, okay? So parents, help your kiddos out. If this is something they're not ready for and need a little extra help with, please do so. Okay, but that just makes, cutting it in half first just makes the strawberry pieces a little smaller. And even I'm going to just chop them up a little bit more. Okay, so same thing with this one. So again, we're going to, how well you can see that. Okay, we're going to cut this right down the half, right down the middle, and then do our slicing. And if I learned from my first one, I guess I could just cut that a few more times so that these are smaller automatically. Okay, and again, making a claw with our fingers. All right, so then we're going to put the fruit, right? If you have blueberries, that makes it really easy because I didn't chop my blueberries. I just rinsed them and threw them in. Okay, but we're going to put whatever fruit we're using into the bowl with the yogurt. Stir it up. And then it's time to go into our ice cube trays. So I did a test run of these yesterday, obviously, so I could see what I was doing. And I have to say, I was kind of worried at first with filling the trays. And part of that might be because my chunks of strawberries were a little bit bigger, but they turned out fine. I would just say when you kind of get to the end, you're going to have some extra yogurt without those fruit chunks, okay? And then you can just kind of fill in your tray so that it doesn't seem like, oh, this is a lot of fruit, but without that yogurt to hold it together, right? You want enough yogurt in each little mold so that when you stick your craft stick in there, it has something to adhere to. It's not going to adhere in between two little slices of strawberry, right? You need that yogurt. But they worked out fine. So I'm cutting my fruit a little bit smaller today, and I'm not as worried as I do it, but again, it turned out fine yesterday too. Okay. This is a fun step for the kids. Okay, this is good hand-eye coordination, filling these. See, I have quite a bit of just yogurt left over, so I'm just going to try to make these kind of even, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're not baking them, so they don't have to be perfectly uniform. It's just a matter of, you know, whatever shape they're in now is the shape they're going to freeze to. So depending on how picky you are and how beautiful you want them, you might really be kind of pickier about how you fill them and smooth them out. But I think it's kind of fun. I didn't worry that much. I'm going to lick my finger because it's just me at my house. Okay. I didn't worry that much about my shapes, and they kind of have some fun ridges, right? I think that's playful, so I'm not going to stress and take too much time to worry about that step. So last thing, you're just going to place those craft sticks into each mold. So yeah, I did a half a cup of yogurt, and you can see it filled a little more than half of the tray. So if you're doing a cup of yogurt, you should get at least one tray. So you fill these, you freeze them. They need to freeze for at least 4 hours, okay, or overnight, but I think it's great just to make them in the morning, kind of a fun activity to do together, and then you have dessert for after lunch or kind of an afternoon snack. Enjoy!